Hi, this is a quick demo of some newly released functionality on CollabPortals. So it's essentially two features. The first is a role feature, so you can specify portal configuration by role. And then secondly, it's a filter on linked records. So if you have a linked record or actually a select, it will work for as well. So essentially any time that the user should be selecting from multiple options, then you've got the ability to specify which options are available to them. So just to demonstrate the functionality, I've created this very simple Airtable base called TechRequests. It has a user table, basically just with the email address and a role, so the role junior or senior. And then there's a request table, again very simple. It essentially just allows the user to request a hardware item and set a delivery date for the hardware. And then we have a hardware table where we specify the hardware, so I've just put three examples in there. So very simple, the idea is that the user can just create requests for the hardware. So if we look at the CollabPortals interface, I go here, add a new portal, call it requests. Select the Airtable base, select the user table and the user email field that they'll log in with. And then on role, so this field is optional, but in this case we do want to have roles, so we'll just select the role field that we've set up. Cool, so that's the basic setup ready. So we have the ability to configure the profile, which is essentially just like their row on the user table. But in this case, what we're more interested in is this requests table. So it should be enabled. They should, let's say they can't edit records, but they can create them. And then they should be able to add the hardware so that they can request what hardware they want. So when you've got roles set up, you'll see this panel up here, which is basically the where you configure by role. So by default, you're on the default role, and then you can add extra roles. So if your user's role doesn't have a specific setting, then obviously it just reverts to the default role. And actually, let's say if I go onto hardware, let's make it editable and required. So it's not just editable, because there'd be no point making a request if they didn't select it. So in here we have the ability to set filter options where you can basically specify which ones they're allowed to select. But what I'm going to do is first create a role. So let's say junior. And now anything I edit under junior is specifically for users with that role. So I'm on junior, so if I go to hardware and then let's toggle this filter options on, and then let's say they can only request a keyboard. Okay, and then if I save the portal configuration, so on the user table I've set up two users, a junior user and a senior user. So if we use the preview functionality, if I first preview as the senior user, then it just basically opens the portal logged in as them, so you can see what they see. And then if I go to requests, create a new request, and as you can see here, they can select any of them. So let's select MacBook. Cool. And then that extra request, you can then see there. There's a few I did earlier as well. Okay, so if we do that again, but preview the junior user, go to the request table, create a new request, and you can see all they are able to select is the keyboard because we specified that earlier. Cool. And I think that's about it. So essentially any table configuration when you're configuring a portal can be configured per user, per role type, if you wish. Otherwise, it's kind of hidden and you don't need to worry about it.